What's up guys, how's it going? It's Tariko, and last night we got some pretty big news, plenty of news, for King of Fighters 14. Now, we've been basically getting some news about weekly, sometimes even daily, usually with a teaser trailer, and every time they show a teaser trailer it would contain around 2 or 3 characters, so nearly showing what would make up a team. We got a trailer for Banderas, we got a trailer for Mai Shiranui, we got a trailer for Ryo Sakazaki, we got a trailer for Geese. And it seemed like this is, rather than just waiting until to give us like big 3-minute trailers, they would just give us a lot of recent, here's a 50-second trailer, here's a 30-second trailer, and all of this. And to me, I thought maybe that was probably one of the better ways of going at it, but last night, we didn't get 1, but we got 3 King of Fighters trailers, and they were all full length. They were all about 3 minutes long, and I saw the first Japanese one, and then afterwards, a couple hours later, we got one that was for the US, all in English, and then we got 2 other ones. The invitational trailer was very similar to the first trailer, however, there was a slight difference at the ending, which I'll get to in a moment. Now, in the trailer, they mentioned they showed off a few things, such as the teams. We're going to be getting 50 characters, all divided up among 16 different teams. We're going to have the classic teams like Team Japan, Team Yagami, Team Art of Fighting, Team Fatal Fury, Team Mexico. So it's all pretty huge, and they mentioned that the final boss, whom they didn't reveal, we're getting 2 bosses. One's labeled as boss, and the other is the final boss. Now, for the final boss, apparently this one can bend and rip holes through different timelines and dimensions. So that's why we're getting even like a Samurai Shodown character, and to me that opens the possibilities of even other guest characters. I'm thinking if maybe Capcom was very desperate to be like, here, can you put Alex or Ryu in your new King of Fighters game? That could be done without having to have a huge ass explanation of how they're there, why they're there. I mean, we have Akuma and Tekken, might as well have Ryu in a King of Fighters game. And then going on to the other things in it, they showed off the fact that there are these moves where you can basically cancel a super move or a combo into what I refer to as, like, I guess their ultra moves, to where it's like that cinematic special move, such as Buster Wolves, such as I'm thinking of the other one. They're very hard to pronounce. Like the names for some of these moves are just like weird as hell. But then we also have Max Mode, which Max Mode kind of reminds me of when you would power up in King of Fighters 94 by charging your meter, literally by like holding 2 buttons and charging. Then there was also the bar that was basically the end groove bar for CVS2, which was for 96, in which you would just charge up about 3 stocks of meter, and then if you wanted to, you could either use each stock to then use for a super move, or press 2 buttons and then bam, you're like in this new like buffed mode where your attacks are better, your super moves are going to be better, and all this good crap. And I'm not sure how it's going to be handled here. Maybe it'll be similar to KOF 94 or KOF 96, excuse me. But I also remember that there's also one in Garou, Mark of the Wolves, to where you would set a part of your life to where that's when you get some buffs and everything. So it could be that way, however not likely, because you can see in the trailer it's just activated, most likely willingly, because they're at full bar, and it's not like it looks like it was just intentionally triggered rather than the game activates based on vitality. Going on to one of the things I'm not really digging the most is the simple combo. The simple combo doesn't, to me, I know it was in Persona, but if it doesn't deal as much damage as doing actual combos do, then I can be fine with that. If it does, well, hopefully it's more like how you can set it to stylish mode in Blaze Blue. Now, much like Street Fighter V, they did show the trailer to where there's going to be plenty of modes. We're going to be getting story mode, versus, training, gallery, online, mission, tutorial, and what seems to be player data, which to me kind of reminds me of battle settings from Street Fighter V. It could be that way. Maybe it just could be the old style one, to where you can see how many times you played a character or how many times you won with this. It could be just as simple as that. And we have options, which maybe that could be possibly battle settings as well, along with this, the standard option modes such as sound effects, music, and all that good stuff. And then PlayStation Store, because there are going to be DLC. They are going to release some characters. I didn't check out the full roster leak yet, but one piece of DLC I know we're definitely going to be getting is I'm going to be mentioning later. Now, throughout the entire trailer, it's basically this huge spectacle. SNK is basically back. They're not SNK Playmore anymore. They're just SNK. They're trying really hard to just stay above Street Fighter at this point. And I'm really glad that, SNK is not, it doesn't look like they're really rushing this thing out. It looks like they're taking their time. If you compare the first trailer, the very first trailer that we got in, what was it, E3 2015, or I think it was the PlayStation Experience, it was one of those, but it didn't look that great. I was excited KOF was back, but the trailer did not look that good. Now, everything seems more refined, everything seems faster, everything seems a lot better than it was supposed to be. And not only that, they announced at the end of it there is going to be a collector's or special edition, but they didn't announce what's going to be in all of it. We do know that in it there is going to be a steelbook case for it. There is going to be a steelbook case for the game, an exclusive one for those that get the collection edition, and then you get the classic Kyo costume from the old school King of Fighters games. Now, here's what I was mentioning earlier about DLC. Now, we are going to be getting costumes, we are going to be getting characters, and hopefully, if they handle it really well and not like Capcom, that wasn't even a joke, that was just me having a cold. But what I noticed kind of odd in the trailers is that in the trailer 1 and in Invitational trailer, which is basically trailer 3. In trailer 1, we get Kyo Kusanagi DLC Classic Kyo costume, but it says pre-order bonus in trailer 1. In an Invitational trailer, it says Launch Edition DLC Costume Classic Kyo. To me, that comes off as slightly confusing. Now, you're probably wondering, what's the huge difference? It's probably just day 1 altogether. Yes, but day 1 does not always literally mean day 1. A good example would be for some day 1 edition games, such as Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain, or Dragon Ball Xenoverse, or even Final Fantasy Type 0 HD. There are day 1 editions, however, they're not limited to where it's literally you can only get them on the first day. You can still find some printings of day 1 edition games sometimes 2 weeks or 3 weeks, hell, even like, a couple months after the game has come out. They'll still have those printings lying around. The difference between that and pre-order DLC is, I'll give a good example with GameStop in Street Fighter V. When I picked up Street Fighter V at GameStop, they gave me my receipt, and on the receipt contains the code for the Hot Ryu costume. That's why it's a pre-order bonus. It's an incentive to get the game pre-ordered at that retail in order for you to get this piece of DLC. What they need to kind of clear up is, and I guess maybe the Invitational trailer is the one clearing it up, or maybe we have to hear more confirmation from SNK, but it seems that it's not really well known if it's going to be pre-order, as in you get it on a receipt, you're going to get a code for the classic Kyo costume, or if day 1 edition copies are just going to come with the game, with the Kyo costume pre-installed, or it's going to come with a little sheet that has the code printed right on it inside the game case, where, game manuals used to exist. As of right now, well, we're just gonna have to wait for more news. E3 is around less than 2 months away, so I'm hopefully SNK is gonna deliver even more news at that time. I'm just excited that KOF is back. I was more of a Street Fighter kid growing up. I was introduced really to KOF when I saw a CVS2 cabinet in a Boomers in South Florida. But ever since then, I rented KOF games if I could find them on PS2. I tried to play some in an arcade, and they're fun. It's not exactly like Street Fighter, but it's not supposed to be. It's basically another awesome 2D fighting game. The characters are incredible, and I'm just glad that really right now, Sony is helping out SNK to where we can get a brand new King of Fighters game, and we can have one on PS4, and we're getting more support with getting Last Blade 2, and I'm almost like at a loss for words right now. This is an incredible time for fighting game enthusiasts. We're getting Tekken 7 next year, KOF and Street Fighter this year. Ugh, it's almost exhausting. Anyway guys, let me know, are you excited that KOF 14 is coming out? Does this trailer make you want to get it, or are you planning to get it all along? Just let me know guys. I'm Tariko, take care.
King of Fighters 14.